Hello, fellow pipe smokers. Chad here, aka Lethal Precision. Hey, I just wanting to give everybody a update on the week. I had a chance on this Friday night to shoot a video, tell everybody how everything's went this week. Housekeeping, Friday 7 LA for Friday. In the old Friday 7 Ellie, got some aged old dark Kentucky Orley. I hate to tell people this because it's hard to find, but man, that stuff's good, real good. Some of my favorite dark forest stuff. Couple things, my stamps for my pipes, got a message today, finally, almost a month in. They said 2.5 weeks turnaround, and almost a month in, I got the shipping info on it today, and they're shipping out in 2-day air through UPS. So the guys waiting on pipes, I'll have those. Should hopefully have them the stamp the first week, and have them out. Yeah, it's funny. I paid for them the very first day. They said, oh yeah, 2.5 weeks turnaround time on everything. They said in a day or two, we'll send you the info on your logo and everything, get you to approve it. And waited, about a week and a half, 2 weeks almost went by, and hadn't heard nothing. I emailed them, they never would. They don't answer emails at Buckeye Engraving. Or they don't me anyways. So I called them, and they said, oh yeah, I said, we're gonna have it sent over to you today to you proofs and so a day or so went by, finally got them. We went back and forth a few times on a few things, change size and stuff, and they said, oh yeah, I said, this like a week and a half ago, they said, yeah, they'll be, we'll start on them tomorrow or the next day, and you should have them Friday or the first of the week. And that was like a week ago. Never heard no more. And last night, finally sent them called them earlier this week and said, hey, I just want to make sure, you know, they hadn't got lost or something. And he said, oh, they're over in heat treat, and they should be out, and you should have them by the end of the week. Today's Friday, and they finally came out. They're supposed to ship. At last I checked, they hadn't left. They'd created a shipping label. I don't know if they're doing that just to make me happy or what, but anyways, they should be here pretty soon. But got some boxes for my stuff, my pipe boxes. The same logo that's going to be on my pipes. There'll be Griffin pipes, made in Tennessee, with a Griffin logo on them. I use these for the tampers and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully can get everybody's packages out next week. I'm going to try my hand. I've got a gentleman wanting a 9mm pipe. haven't done one yet, so I got all my material and stuff to do it, and waiting on a few pieces of tooling. Should have them hopefully this week or next. I'm gonna try to get started on it and get everything going on it. Been working around, well, everybody's seen us working on that big house this week on the roof. Boy, my week's been awful. Anybody ever, I hate root beer, but Frosty's Diet Root Beer and Culver's Diet Root Beer, man, that stuff's awesome. I don't like the taste of wintergreen, and got to reading, and that's the reason I didn't like most root beer. The flavoring for root beer is supposed to be carcinogenic and this and that and whatnot, and it's cheaper to use the wintergreen flavoring. So they use wintergreen in most root beers. If everybody didn't know, I got to reading up on that. And but this don't have the wintergreen. It's got more of like the true root beer flavor. In Culver's, if you've never been to Culver's, they've got a root beer and a diet root beer that's awesome. Best root beer I've drunk hands down. It's thick, creamy. It's really good. But back to my week. Monday rolled around and needed to do some mechanic and stuff around the house. I do all my mechanic work. If anything I was blessed with, God blessed me with mechanical skills. It's always came natural to me. I can take anything apart, put it back together. My grandpa was mechanic, my dad was mechanic, but I learned most of it on my own by just doing it. And started out my skid steer. The other day I was using it last Saturday and hose busted on me, so I didn't get to do nothing with it and finish doing my dirt work. So Monday we had a free day because Tuesday we was going to the house up there to put the roof on it, and I had a lift scheduled for that day, cherry picker style lift, knuckle boom, and I'll get to that in a minute. We started with skid steer. Got the hose pulled off. Told my work hand, which is my cousin, I said it'll be probably $75 to $100 hose. Well, we got up there. The guy laughed, said, "Boy, you better be ready for this." And he said, "This is going to be expensive." I figured he'd just aggravate me. Well, the fittings just for the hose was $75. It ended up being $250 something for the hose, and then another $60 something for hydraulic fluid. So $300 something later, excuse me, we get the skid steer fixed. Wasn't too bad. Well, my son was a few weeks, 3 weeks back something. He was driving his little Toyota truck home, and we got a call. He works a mile from the house, said, "Oh, I just hit a cow." My wife says, "Come on, let's go." So we go up the road, and sure enough, there's a cow jumped out in front of him. Long story short, tore his little truck up pretty bad. Destroyed the radiator in it and everything. So I said, "Drive it on home." I said, "No farther." He is about a quarter mile from the house. "Drive it on home, you'll be fine." Got it home, tried to find out whose cow it was. Law was no help at that. And they said, well, if we could find it, we couldn't prove it, and this, that, nobody'd claim it. I don't know about you, but if you've got animals, I've got insurance on all my animals. They get out, they get hit. My insurance pays for somebody's vehicle. I don't want them to have to pay for it. Same thing, my little boy run through a fence 2 months ago up here, and we did the right thing. We went down there and told the lady. She said, that's fine. She said, as long as it's all fixed back. Well, me and my worker took off a day of work. My little boy helped us. We fixed the fence back. Took a day and a half to fix it all back. Bought her some corral panels, and it destroyed, whatnot. Done what was right. Well, with the cow, nobody claimed it. The cow run off. Guess it was fine. Tore his little truck up. Didn't have full coverage insurance, so didn't do him no good on that. That being said, he was driving my wife's vehicle. Let's get back to that. And he called us the other night and said, hey, he said, I hit a pothole in the Range Rover today, and it's leaking something underneath and don't sound right. So we go up to where he works. I get to checking it. It's power steering fluid. Well, figured it was a hose leaking or something like that, so I put some power steering fluid in it. He drove it home that night. It's been sitting here since. Well, Monday we decided to pull it apart. Got it pulled apart, and as we was pulling it apart, the lower control arms, the back bushings and them was bad, so I ordered some of them. While I was at it, I went ahead and ordered him a radiator for his truck. This is all off Parts Geek, and big red flag, do not buy from Parts Geeks. They're horrible, absolutely horrible. We'll get to that in a minute. But we got it all tore apart. It was the rack and pinion busted a seal and hit. He'd hit a pothole and hit the tire hard, and it busted the seal. Well, I ordered one off. Couldn't find new. They're like $1,200 something. I found one for $150 something off eBay with a 90-day warranty, guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. Ordered it, used all the part stuff it suggested. It said it would fit. We got it this week. Didn't fit. So I called the company, got that all taken care of, sent it back. Ours is a HSE Sport, and that one was for a regular Range Rover. And it was eBay's fault. But found another one in California, just a little higher, got it ordered. Ordered the control arms from Parts Geek, ordered the radiator from Parts Geek, got to looking at the radiator. It said the radiator was specifically for his truck, 2000 little Tacoma, 2.4 liter, whatever, automatic. Well, it didn't say in there, and come to find out there's 3 different sizes. And I ordered the smallest one, thinking, well, it was for that one, and which I didn't know really at the time that there was any differences. But ordered it. Few minutes later, found out that there's 3 different sizes. Measured his, it was the wrong size. Well, I called them immediately. They are horrible. You can't talk to nobody. Finally got a hold of somebody. They couldn't help me. Said that you cannot cancel orders. Get on the website. You can't cancel orders from them. So they said, once you get it, you'll have to pay for shipping back. I said, no. I said, on your website, it says it will fit this truck, and it's misleading. It did not say that there was 3 different types. Measure them before you order the radiators. And I called the guy back, finally got somebody and talked to him. I told him, I said, man, I've bought 3 different things from y'all in the last couple of weeks. I said, I don't care if I lose money on every one of them. I said, if you just don't pay for the shipping back on this radiator, because it wasn't my fault. I called with just 10 minutes, and they said, oh, they can't cancel it because it's already been processed. And this was within 5 minutes. Well, it sat in Alabama, Boaz, Alabama, for 3 days before it ever shipped. finally got it, and once I got it, I called them back, and that guy said, "Oh yeah, we can get it shipped back. Just whenever it comes in, we'll take care of you." Well, I called them, and they started trying to point fingers at me again. Said, "Hey, it's your fault, blah blah." I said, "Listen, I'm gonna send every bit of this junk back." I said, "Don't care if it costs me twice as much for shipping is what it does." But I said, "You're gonna get it back?" I said, "I'm gonna do some videos and tell everybody how sorry of a company you all are." So, you've been warned. Do not buy from Parts Geek. Then, on top of that, got my parts for the Range Rover. I ordered the A-arms for them, or the lower control arms. Well, when I got them, they sent me upper control arms. So, try to get all of that sorted out. I'm not sending them back. I ain't buying nothing else from them. I'm going to sell this Range Rover when I get it all back together and give it to whoever buys the Range Rover. But ordered them off Amazon, made sure they fit. They said lower control arms and everything. I checked the pictures, made sure everything was correct. So from now on, I'm going to buy from a local parts store or Amazon. Somewhere you can send something back if it's not right. Man, this video is getting at 17 minutes already. So, I've had a horrible week. It's just been bad, one thing after another. And I know there's something else, mechanical or something, that went bad. It's just, oh, on top of that, I went and got the lift. The lift wouldn't lift high enough for the house up there, so we had to put roof jacks on, having to hand the metal up to my work hand. Then I'm going to have to get on top, and after that, and he gets on top and hand it up to him. It's just been, and rain come in, so we didn't get to finish it this week, so we got to go back next week and finish it. It's just been a nightmare, but everybody say a little prayer for me, please. You know, it's been rough. And especially if you stayed this long in the video, God bless you. You know, and just like I said, say a little prayer for me. But like I said, everything I should have everything out earlier in the week, hopefully. I've had a few more orders from things. Sold 2 pipe tempers to a guy in California last night. Got an order for a pipe temper and stand today. Got that done, got that knocked out. Got something, had another guy from California order a pipe temper earlier in the week. He got his, tickled to death with it. Everybody that's getting them's loving them. I reordered stock on my the stuff I make my stainless out of. I've went with a little longer stock this time. I'll make them a little longer. I don't know, see how that works, see what everybody thinks. And I'm thinking about maybe trying to do a few high-end style tempers, even nicer than those. Maybe do them out of copper and do the fancy stems on them. But I'm going to try one for myself, see how it turns out, and use it a little bit and see how I like it with the copper and let you all know. But that being said, remember, we're all brothers of the leaf, and everybody try to do something good for somebody else. And just have a great weekend, and we'll catch you later. Lethal Precision out.